Hi. I just recently purchased this guitar as another one of the big Archtop Guitar Rescue Club, and not even sure what it is. I'm pretty sure it's a Framus or a Hoyer, the German origin guitars. They were pretty much of a muchness, they look much the same. The headstock looks a bit like a Hoyer. I think it's a German guitar because it's got the very, very thin frets and the wide fingerboard, which was very, very common in the earlier guitars, plus the heavy tuners, which probably date back more to nylon string days rather than electric. It's plywood construction, looks to be maple ply, nice and lightweight, very light, very resonant, and you know, when you make a guitar that light to make it sort of ring, it's nice to have a ply because the ply is actually a lot stronger. I've got solid wood guitars that I'm too frightened to use because if I drop them or have a whoopsie with them, won't just make a little dent like this has got, it'll go right through it and break things. So yeah, there's a good argument for ply in these guitars, but this is actually a good one acoustically. It's actually quite a nice sounding archtop, given that an archtop always sounds a little bit more nasal than a flat top, and it's pretty good. As you can hear, it's got a nice, ring that jangles. It didn't come out new with a pickup. This is actually an old Jansen pickup, bit of New Zealand history there, and it's actually a good sounding pickup. It's got a real good. Now I play it electrically, and it's actually quite cool. With your thumb, you get a real nice kind of jazz sound. If you want to play, plectrum, you can play boogie. It does all that sort of stuff. It's just a good general purpose guitar. It's an antique. I don't think it's even got a truss rod. I've been a little bit careful and put reasonably light strings on it, but it's a good looking axe. It's easy to play. The neck's been popped off at some stage and someone's popped it back on again, and when I got it there was a wee bit of glue coming out through the gaps. I cleaned all the glue off and just darkened it a bit, so you can see the wear. It's had a lot of playing, but it's a really cool thing. It's kind of like a Hofner, I guess. It sounds much the same as the Hofner. It might be a touch different in the body shape. I quite like the gypsy cutaway on it, where it goes kind of out flat, and you can sort of get up to high A easy, and it's a nice little axe, and yeah, it's on trading, but it's a rescue job. I even got nice old winders for it, so it looks kind of contemporary. I'd actually use it for gigs. It seems to stay in tune reasonably well. It's got a nice feel, very low action, neck's dead straight, frets don't stand too high, so you can actually just play it. Tune's easy, even with the big tuners, it's easy enough to put it into tune. Seems to stay in there, as I said. The bindings are a wee bit loose in places. You could probably spend a bit of time polishing and gluing the bindings down if you're really careful, but with these guitars you have to be a little bit careful because if you sand them, you can cut through the top layer of the ply very, very quickly, and you end up making them look worse than if you just leave them. So I tend to leave them and polish up what's there, and I use a little bit of brasso and it came out really nicely. It looked pretty rugged beforehand, but it's got a reasonable sunburst on both sides. It's the right colours. Kind of think of it as a kind of a relic that can still be played, and I've had quite a bit of fun with it, and I'll play something going out so you can have a listen. I'm not quite sure what yet. I don't know. Thanks for watching.